Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right now I'm doing some good old-fashioned put some anhydrous down, and we're trying to get all this stuff just so that we can make sure we're getting the best yield as we possibly can. Basically, right now we're looking at a tricky situation going in this year. With now having 2 combines, we'll get the harvest done twice as fast, but what we need to do is we need to save up some of our money to get another planter so we can possibly look at 2 planters with 2 planter tractors to really bust out more work. I think we could really triple the amount of money we're making every year if we had double the amount of process. The issue with that is we need a tractor with a minimum horsepower of 120, which is this one right here. We need $16,000 for this, and then for a planter we need this right here, which is $22,000, which means we need a lot more money than we got right now. This is our only second tractor we have. It's a nice old girl. I mean, she runs good, but she definitely needs a break after a little bit because I've been running her as hard as I can with this spreader on her. I'm just gonna park this right here for a second, and we'll take it over here. We need to come visit our good old friend right here. Turn the dryer on so that it's actually drying the corn that's in there. It'll take a little bit of money because our current corn situation is it's close to 15%. So we've been keeping it down. We do have 3,000 bushels of corn already in there, so that's good, and all of our pigs had plenty of food right now. That puts us where we just need to keep on keeping on pretty much and getting our last little bit of grains done. We're gonna leave that right there for a second. Come over here, check a look at the pigs, make sure the pigs are doing good. There's a few piglets left in this barn. The mother pigs look like they're doing good, so the sows are still able to have birth for a couple more years, and as long as they're doing good, which the sows should be able to have birth for another, let's take a look here. So this right here shows me that they'll have 13 litters, and I don't think they're anywhere close to that, so that shows that they're still in good health. Eventually we may go ahead here pretty soon and look at going and get some more and taking these old girls to the pen, or taking these old girls and selling them, getting them out of our way. But this barn over here is also full of hogs as well. It currently has 100 out of 100. I do think there's some younger ones in there. I didn't want them, but they're 90 pounds. They're not that far off, so it does mean that we do need to keep our eyes on that. But it does look like they need a little bit more feed, so we'll go ahead and take our tractor over here and at least give them enough feed to last for a little bit. We gotta pull this on underneath here, hit fill. I'm gonna fill this front one only because the back one I don't think we need it filled right now, because I doubt they'll take all the corn that's in both of them. There's no point. I do want to sell the back one actually eventually. Took 50, yep, took 50, and then these mother pigs shouldn't take much more. Should take about a quarter of it and should leave me with enough to put it back in the grain bin. And I will go ahead and say this: I've seen a lot of people talking about, there's a glitch right now with the corn. That's all gotten fixed, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just letting everybody know now that glitch does not exist anymore. Hold on, are the mother pigs filled? Oh, the mother pigs have plenty of food. Okay, so we didn't even have to feed them. But that's all been fixed, ladies and gentlemen. So if you did use that bug, fair play. And to the people who suggested me to use it, that's cheating in my opinion, and it feels like it's just breaking the game for no reason, and there's nothing to do right now. I have one of the workers out here currently working on this field, so what I'm going to do for everybody's enjoyment, I'm going to let him do some work, and I'm going to let y'all get a little bit of a time lapse out of it. Alrighty, so I went ahead and talked to my buddy, got everything figured out. So I'm gonna take over for him, and I'm gonna do this last little bit. Then I'm gonna do that field across the road from it, so that we have everything planted and ready to go. And then we'll be ready to continue going forward with our crops and be able to start getting ready for harvest again. Now, I will say, ladies and gentlemen, y'all probably noticing like I have, it's getting a little bit boring watching the same thing in and out, in and out, in and out. So I have decided to spice stuff up a little bit. I am going to get us a $1 million loan, and we are going to have to pay that all back. We're going to have to upgrade our hogs to the fastest we can and be able to eventually walk away with our heads held high. So I'm gonna let this go ahead and do that, and let's go ahead and look at what we would be doing with the $1 million. Or actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get the $1 million loan, then we'll look at what we're gonna do with it. Alrighty, so we went ahead and got our $1 million loan from the bank, and now we can kind of look at what we want to do. In my opinion, first thing we honestly need to do, buy that. Buy this. So since we are going all in on hogs, we need to own all the hog facilities. Another big thing, in my opinion, that we are going to do is we're going to buy another field. That leaves us with $480,000. So I can go down two routes. I could get this planter and get another big tractor over here. So this is basically what we would need to buy. We would need to buy this and that, and we would technically have a good operation system. But I'm not all about that. I'm about figuring out where can I spend the most optimal amount of money and get my optimal amount of stuff done. So for me, I need a semi truck, and I need you, and I need you. Now, some people are going to look at that like that's questionable. That means I can get rid of, sell. We're not done yet, and I know some of you are going to be like, this is a lot of money to be spent all at one time, Nathan. Trust me, this is going to be worth it. Now, this is where it's going to be controversial, but I think I can get away just buying another one of those. Okay, so now you can kind of see what we're thinking here. So instead of us wasting a lot of money on a brand new big old planter, I would rather just run two little planters and come out with a better result for cheaper. Now eventually we'll upgrade to a huge planter, but when you're looking at $1 million and you got a lot of pigs and stuff like that you got to run, this is just the cheapest way to do it. Alrighty, so now we are on the way to go ahead and start planting the big field that we just purchased. Now this field is of course going to be humongous. Now I'm going to pretty much say this planter setup is going to be dedicated to this over here and only this over here, so we don't have to worry about transferring back and forth. We might actually buy a third rig. I don't know, we'll have to take a look at it and see what it looks like if we want to purchase a third rig or not. So what we gotta do, actually, we gotta go ahead and take our semi truck. I want to go ahead and take one load of wiener pigs over to the first place, so that we're actually starting with the actual loading process of getting all the piglets in and putting them where they need to go. The good thing about this trailer, and the reason I went with this trailer, is because I can buy all 100 pigs. I don't got to worry about driving back and forth. I can buy all 100 pigs and buy them at the same time. And I won't sell them all at the same time, but I'll be able to do a lot more at one time. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and unload all the wiener pigs, and these can fit 200, so this means we have a really big upgrade. Alrighty, so we've already got another load of hogs. Now we're taking this load of hogs and we are going to unload it into the barn as well. Then we need to look at how many loads we need for the other two. I think we need 4 loads for that over there, and that would put us at over 600 hogs. Unload all, and actually from here we can see how many I guess it'd be hog barn 2, hog barn 1, and each one of those fit 200 hogs. So yeah, we need 4 more loads. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all 4 loads in there, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the next steps. So we just got done delivering all 4 loads of hogs. Now we're taking us as a load of pig feed to the first hog barn, so that we can at least have the hogs fed, so that they're gaining some more weight, so that we can hopefully continue and keep this operation stable. I almost want to say they're worth $100,000 when they're fully fed out. So that's what honestly so good about this. All right, I just pull right here, simply unload the feed, and we're feeding the first group of hogs, which is barn number 2, and we'll feed these up all the way like we need to. Then we'll feed the other 2 barns. Now once you feed them, now the one thing I always tell people is make sure you're maintaining the feed. But we are going to give each one of those hogs their own load of feed, and then we got to come back over here and pick up this, because right now we're going to use bulk feed for right now to feed them all, because it's truly and honestly we can't afford to feed them out of our own pockets. But if we just give them each one load, I guarantee from there we can afford to, because then we'll sell this trailer to continue our operations with our own supply. Now we do not have a humongous supply left for for the hogs, but hopefully we'll eventually get it. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and show y'all kind of what everything we got. So there we do have the semi truck and trailers that are out there near the good old place where the hogs are. So we did end up buying both the new hog barns. We bought 2 new planters over here. So we have one that's going to stay on this farm and one that's going to be dedicated to that one big field over there. And we're going to try to really upgrade production. We also bought another grain wagon with a bigger tractor attached to it so we can haul all 3 trailers at one time. And of course now we had the 2 combines from last episode. This means, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of equity and a lot of stuff like that going for us right now. That means we have to push as much as we can to hopefully go towards the future of this farm to better it. And if we can't, honestly, we have a few years to pay that loan back, and that's gonna be a mess if we can't. But ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, it is all the time we have for today's video. I appreciate y'all so very much. From me, the entire crew here, we're gonna get boogie with it. We'll see you next time. Have a Merry Christmas to all. Peace!